The dawn of every new age demands new solutions. In Vision of the Future, we explore new solutions to surviving and succeeding in the 2020s as we talk with some of Japan's top business leaders. This program is produced in collaboration with the Nikkei newspaper. This time, we're featuring this company executive.
I understand next year marks Daido Life Insurance Company's 120th anniversary. You yourself have been focused on small and medium-sized enterprises, and I've heard you were very determined to carry out a so-called second company establishment. Would you explain that to us?
During a chaotic period, right as Japan was entering the Meiji period in the late 19th century, our predecessor, Kajimaya, which was engaged in a money exchange business in Osaka, decided to establish a bank to modernize the financial system as well as a life insurance company. That company was Daido Life Insurance Company. That's what we refer to as our first founding. Later, in the 1960s, the private life insurance market had expanded to 90% of all households, and it became extremely difficult for Daido Life Insurance to grow its business. During that time, we built relationships with many partnering groups and took on a social mission of protecting small and medium-sized enterprises. Duly carrying out that mission is a crucial aspect of our business, and we believe this second company founding is very important for us.
There was a time when small and medium-sized enterprises were considered to be in a weak position. But now they're highly regarded, and the fact that your company focused on them is a very interesting strategy.
We've seen wonderful innovation coming out of small enterprises. In Japan, they are an integral part of industry. To give you an example, 70% of the labor force works in small business and makes their living from it. But in terms of their financial foundation, small business is not necessarily resilient to risk events. So, in that sense, they need to properly utilize insurance. To put it another way, big companies don't need key person life insurance policies as much. That's because even if something happens to the top executive, the company is financially secure, and if it has a successor in place, there's no problem in terms of succession. But in the case of small companies that may be vulnerable financially, we believe it's important for us to properly protect them.
There's been a big digital wave recently. Is that impact also affecting your insurance business?
One of our most important initiatives now is preventing the spread of COVID infections and properly delivering insurance to customers. For example, in the case of our customers, if a company has many employees, we would carry out health checks one by one. But we're not in a situation where that's possible now. Some companies even have employees abroad who can't return to Japan. To address this issue, we call it Tsunagaru Tetsuzuki, and it allows those employees to carry out the necessary procedures using their smartphones. Health checks can also be performed remotely with our physicians. And if blood tests are necessary, we provide a kit for them to do it themselves and send it in. Insurance companies are what you could call a statistical business. We collect various data to calculate insurance premiums. So we believe there's much we can do in terms of utilizing and analyzing big data. This is very basic, but there's a national certification called IT Passport, which we've required all our employees to acquire from July. We also set up an AI course at Kansei Gakuen University, which all our head office employees will need to complete. We want our people to raise their awareness of the digital transformation that's underway. Otherwise, it'll be difficult to propose new services to our customers. While they may be basic measures, we want to properly educate our employees for the coming age.
Kajimaya is the origin of Daido Life Insurance Company, which means that you have a very long history of nearly 400 years. What impact has that had on your current business?
Daido Life Insurance was established by Asako Hirooka, and at the time, she advocated the ideas of customer first and steady management as the company's creed. Steady management is about what I mentioned earlier. Insurance companies are really where customers transfer their risks, and that's why the more risks we assume, the more we need to ensure that our business is sound. Another point is to put the customer first. We commonly use the phrase fiduciary duty now, but we believe including the words customer first in our company creed 120 years ago was extremely significant. It's because of these words that we always strive to provide our customers with the best products, and that spirit still burns strongly within the company. It's been properly carried on to this day and is a big part of who we are.
I've heard that your favorite phrase is continuity and change, meaning to incorporate new changes while cherishing the essential things that will never change. What do you consider to be continuity and change?
I spoke about steady management earlier, and I believe this is the most important aspect for an insurance company. The idea of customer first is also equally as important. We have a relationship with customers for 30 or 40 years, and it's the basis of our business which we can't change. On top of that, through our second founding as a newly born company, we need to properly carry out and continue our role as an institution to serve society. What's more, for customers who are with us for 30 or 40 years, we have to offer all types of added value. And for new customers, we need to continually research and develop new types of insurance, for instance. What that means is we need to boldly take on new challenges and evolve with the times.
Finally, I'd like to ask you to pose a question to our viewers.
I spoke about the big role of small and mid-sized enterprises and the significance of their expertise within Japanese industry. They, too, will increasingly have to take on new challenges as the world around us changes, such as digital transformation. For example, Daido Life Insurance will strive to provide a suitable environment and insurance so that managers can take on those challenges without restrictions. So, what I would like to hear from your viewers is what they believe are the challenges that small and mid-sized businesses should take on. What should they change and what should they continue to carry on? I'd appreciate it if I could hear various opinions on these questions.
Please send us your views and comments on the question posed in this program.